Greetings everyone, OldClassicGamer here, and welcome to a brand new video. This time I would like to discuss something I've noticed beginning in this brand new year. Something I rather dislike as someone who likes gaming on a PC. Now, don't get me wrong, I like consoles and everything. I have many different systems, but still, I just like PC the best. It appeals to me the most, and because like it's ideal for multitasking. Like I'm just sitting, I'm doing something else. Some game can also be running windowed, and you get the point. I just like the ability to do more stuff on one place at the same time. It's just the most comfortable for me in terms of selection. And there's one thing that I've been really disliking about how PC gaming is going. And what I'm trying to say is, despite the fact that thankfully we are getting more games being released on PC than back in earlier decades, when, for example, most of the platformers were console exclusives, even when there were no any restrictions like regarding exclusivity deals for consoles. Like, of course, we had Jack and Dexter, Ratchet and Clank, and Sly Cooper that had to be console exclusive because they were being published by Sony. But some games like Crash and Spyro after Naughty Dog and Insomniac Games era had no reason to not have a PC port. That's right. Wrath of Cortex, Twin Sanity, Enter the Dragonfly, Hero's Tale, all these games like Crash of the Titans, Minor Mutant, Legend of Spyro games, they all had no reason not to have a PC port, but they just didn't make one because they didn't see the PC audience like someone who would play those games. But thankfully, these are changing, and right now consoles and PC are pretty much in terms of architectures, the consoles really became like a closed source PC at some point. When you look at the PlayStation 4 and 5, they're basically PCs. The same goes for Xbox consoles, and Switch is kind of not like it's a different story, but still it has NVIDIA integrated technology, so it's like still a bit, but you get a point. The times changed. Now pretty much almost everything comes on PC except for a Nitro Fuel, which I have no idea why it's not coming on PC. But the main problem I keep seeing is how these games are obtained. If there is one thing that I like better about PC gaming in the past, it's how the games were being distributed. Like you almost always had like a PC DVD-ROM, and you could just install from the disk and play it, and that's simple. And sometimes there will be a product key which you could also use to activate on a certain platform. One of the earliest examples that I myself found, because I started using Steam in 2011, and the first time I've seen this for my own case was with Skyrim. Now, this game had a physical release and everything, and then when you insert the disc, there's also a product key which you're supposed to enter in Steam, and then if you have a disc, then the game would install from disc, making the installation progress faster than you would have if you just downloaded it from Steam servers, which is nice. They just installed from disc, and the Steam was sort of like a DRM, but Steam was just making itself be like the #1 place for gaming and on PC, and it was comparable to PlayStation Network and Xbox Live because every platform had to have some service, and Steam was the real deal. There was also some other places like Gamersgate or a GOG. There was some stuff like that. It's so cool, but the main thing regarding everything both online and where the where the biggest games were coming out. It was Steam. And now keep in mind, I just want to clear one thing because some people keep saying that Steam is a monopoly. No, it really isn't, because they're not forcing people to put their games there. Like it's the publishers and developers that are doing this because they see Steam as a good platform for their sales. And now this is slowly changing, and I want to give an example of 3 games this year that I really dislike. How is it going on? And the whole deal ever since Epic Games Store came out. Like, there are some other stores like Origin and Uplay, but there's a key difference. Those stores know that Steam is still a very valuable place for putting games, so they made a deals with Steam. Like, when you buy the game from Steam, you still have to install Origin and Uplay, which is kind of annoying, but you can have it in your Steam library, and it's fully integrated with Steam as well. Yeah, it kind of creates like a double process, but it's like minimal, and I don't know. Like, in the perfect world, we would still be getting physical releases on DVD-ROM, and yeah, if the game can't fit DVD-ROM fully, then it will be partial installation from DVD and the rest from servers. But basically, in a perfect world, we would have a product key which would work on all storefronts, and like you would just insert a disc and open the storefront of your preference and put a key inside, like, and then install the game from there, and that's all. You chose one place, and the key is no longer valid, and you play the game on the place you choose. But no, that's obviously never going to happen because there are too many licensing issues that are holding back this vision of mine, which I have as a perfect solution. So no company would ever do that. But aside from that, there's one thing I noticed, and that's like Epic Games Store is doing everything in their power to try and to try to make all the publishers and developers go to them, so that they choose them over Steam. So I don't know why people try to say that Steam is a monopoly or something like that, because it literally sounds to me like Epic Games Store is doing the exact thing that people are accusing Steam of doing. They're trying to persuade people going there, promising better cuts, but I guarantee you, considering how horrible their service is, I guarantee even if Steam takes a larger portion of sales, I guarantee that they would still end up getting more money by putting game on Steam than on Epic Games. Let's take an example of Oddworld Soulstorm, which is an upcoming Oddworld game. It's kind of like a sequel to New and Tasty, like reimagined sequel. Looks great, but there's just a big problem. Unlike most of the games on Epic Games Store, which make it on Steam 1 year later, because I guess even developers and publishers know that they have to eventually release the game on Steam, or else they would lose money on that. Unlike that, Lauren Lanning pretty much confirmed that Soulstorm is never coming on Steam. So Steam's a platform that had pretty much all Oddworld games ever made put on there. So now refusing to sell the newest game there and switching on Epic Games Store is very anti-consumer move, in my opinion, because I'm gonna be honest. I think everything. I think everything worst for Epic Games Store. I absolutely hate it. It has a spyware. It can send information to China, and honestly, it's just a horrible service. Like, I don't know why would anyone want to use something like that. They're just, of course, they're just trying to force people by offering exclusive games, but they offer the Oddworld inhabitants better deal, and somehow they believe that it's better for them to just go there and stay there and not even release it on Steam. Now maybe this will change. Maybe it will change. Like I don't know, because maybe they'll just realize that the sales are not great on Epic Games Store and they would like to increase them, and maybe 1 year they will change their mind and say, oh, let's put it on Steam. But as of now, they're acting like they're not gonna be doing that. So I really don't like that, because every other game is there. It's just more convenient to have everything in one place. Like I'm not gonna lie, Steam is my #1 choice for games, and it just because most of the games are there. Like I also like GOG, but they're more for classic games. They're nice because they don't have DRM. I give them props for that, but like I still prefer Steam because it has more games, and it's like just great to have everything in one place. But pretty much Soulstorm not coming on Steam is a very bad move, and I think Oddworld Inhabitants and Lorne Lanning are making a very bad choice by just making it exclusive for Epic, and like they just said it. They said it's not coming on Steam. So most of those companies, like it was for Shenmue 3, they just stated it's coming 1 year later. So we already knew it. But here we know that as of now they're not planning it. So it's pretty bad. I'm probably just gonna play the game on a Nintendo Switch or something, because it depends how the port is, because sadly Switch can sometimes have some ports done pretty bad. But I'm not gonna get it legally on PC. I'm not gonna go get it on Epic Games. I guarantee that. Like if I want to experience it on PC, I'll pirate it, and to support the developer, like just in general, I'm just gonna probably get a Nintendo Switch version, because I also don't want to kind of support PlayStation because of their censorship and how they're like making different guidelines for Japanese and Western games, how they're just discriminating. I don't like it. So for console, my #1 choice is Nintendo Switch for support, because they're literally the only ones who allow some sort of like freedom for developers who make it. Now, there are some stupid censorships in Nintendo published games, like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, for example, but I'm talking about the third-party games. Third-party devs have absolute freedom for Nintendo Switch, so I'm probably gonna get Soulstorm on Nintendo Switch, and I'm gonna pirate the PC version, because I don't want to support Epic Games Store. Fuck it. The second example I have to say is Square Enix. They're pretty known releasing games on Steam. Like if you go on Steam and just search by developer Square Enix, you're gonna see all the games they developed and also published. Some of them, like even like Tomb Raider, is technically considered like Square Enix, because they pretty much own Crystal Dynamics IPs and stuff. So yeah. But now it seems that they're also trying to migrate to Epic Games Store, because apparently they also got some better deal. And I can't blame it for a better deal, because the examples I'm talking about are, of course, the upcoming Kingdom Hearts PC ports. They're pretty much releasing every single Kingdom Hearts game on PC, overpriced, might I add, because you can get all those games on PlayStation for half the price. They are like selling it on Epic Games Store, like for pre-orders. So not only are they being very greedy to PC gamers regarding this franchise, but they're also like limiting, like, all the PC fans pretty much are played on Steam their games, and now they're forcing gamers to migrate to Epic Games Store if they want to do Kingdom Hearts. Now, for Kingdom Hearts, it's not known is it coming 1 year later or not. They neither confirmed nor denied this, to my knowledge. If there was some statement, but I didn't find it, let me know about it, because I didn't read. But I know that. Because of the Unreal Engine usage, which is owned by Epic Games, of course it's going to be cheaper for them to put those games on Epic Games Store than Steam. But I still think if they paid more fees for Unreal Engine and Steam, I still think they would sell it better. And of course, if they made the same price like on the PS4 collection, which includes like there's like a collection for Kingdom Hearts, the story so far, like that, like I don't know what they fucking think. Like the PC gamers, like okay, I'm gonna be honest, like the people who play Kingdom Hearts games. They already pretty much play them all for the most part. Like those who are the fans of the franchise, they probably either play it on console or emulation because aside from the Kingdom Hearts 3 and like some other like I believe 2.8, almost everything is playable on emulators. So yeah, they pretty much already played most of the games, like the true fans, and so this is not like something they're missing. Like if Square Enix thinks that they can just sell the full price to people because just it's a PC version, I don't know what the hell they're thinking. Like I've seen some people are advertising this as a first version to have a dual audio, which I call bullshit because they're probably just gonna do it like Final Fantasy X-2 HD, which will include technically dual audio, but without the ability to select text and voices separately. I guarantee you it's gonna be this case. If they do have the option for separated voices and text, I'll admit I was wrong if that happens. But if not, mark my word, I'm pretty sure it's just gonna be such situation. They're just gonna have all the languages, but you would have to select the language in interface like most likely Epic Games Store, like when you click on the game before launching it, like go into manage settings or whatever. The Steam has that, maybe Epic Games Store has it, I don't know, because I fucking removed that malware off my PC a long time ago. So yeah, but they migrating from a Steam to Epic Games is a terrible thing. Maybe they'll do it 1 year later. Who knows? I don't know what the contract with Epic Games they have, but they will most likely have to pay more fees because of Unreal Engine. So yeah. But still, this is the state of PC gaming. Like, why are people still forced to install all these different clients? Like every console has their own service. Like. And meanwhile, PC just struggles with different company services, and it's just really bad because in the past it was like you could just insert the disc and play. You didn't have any of this bullshit that you have these days. And I'm even counting even Steam in this. Like I won't hide the fact that I like Steam, but I just still say that it's problematic that you have to use Steam to play. Like. Especially if you are like buying a physical copy of some game, which are sadly less and less out there. Like this is why I always, if I see a modern game PC copy, I always buy it because I want to support it, and that's what I did with Destroy All Humans because there were of course the other versions as well, but I did get a PC version, and I will keep getting PC versions of the games because. The physical PC games are really dying, like they're getting less and less made, and I just want to give a little push at least to prolong the life. And now the third example I want to say about what I don't like about the state of PC gaming is this story I have, like the third one, it's even crazier than the first two I said. It's crazier than Kingdom Hearts situation. It's crazier than Soulstorm situation because this situation is just, oh god. If you've been following the news about what Sega has been doing, Sega has been like really releasing PC ports lately. I mean, Yakuza games are getting ported. Like I believe very soon we're gonna get also Yakuza 6 on PC and even Xbox. So Sega's been really killing with the PC ports lately. They're the first Japanese company that recognize the potential of PC gaming and how it can be beneficial. And I actually believe that in future, soon we'll have the situation when all Sega games will pretty much get PC ports in the same year they're released on consoles. Maybe they're not gonna get it simultaneously, maybe they are, but I believe that we are eventually gonna get to the point where they're gonna get same year released. But here is the crazy thing. So soon all the Yakuza games except for Japan only games, they're gonna be getting PC release. However, a spin-off called Judgement, it's gonna get Xbox release, but instead of like PC release, be it Steam or even Epic Games, it's gonna be Stadia. I'm not kidding. Stadia fucking paid Sega to put the game exclusively on their platform when it comes to like a PC gaming. But it's not even really a PC. It's like a cloud fucking gaming. But the games there are like Linux based pretty much, and but they're like stored somewhere on the cloud. So I don't really know how to count it. It's like not. It's like they're not like even making a proper Linux version. It's just for Stadia, and it's just laughable. Speaking of Linux, it's pretty dumb how they're like Cyberpunk is a good case because Cyberpunk doesn't have like a native Linux port. However, it is on Stadia, which means that there is a Linux version somewhere out there. You just can't download it offline, which is bullshit in my opinion. If they already made a Linux version, it should be like purchasable and played offline, like without fucking cloud. But for Judgement, yeah. And somebody even asked about like a PC version, like Steam, because all the other Yakuza games are there. And Sega just said that right now they have no plans. Now, obviously, they're probably saying that because maybe the contract they signed maybe it just states that they're not supposed to disclose about the exclusivity deal, how long it is. I do believe they're definitely gonna port it one day on like Windows, and it's gonna probably be on Steam and maybe Microsoft Store, because then they can do like a combination like Xbox Anywhere, which basically means play both on Xbox and Windows 10, but who cares about that shit? Steam is like the proper PC port, because as from what I know, the Windows Store ones, they don't even support mods in the games. Like, it's just a fucking mess. Like, it's UWP, what we're talking about. But yeah, this is a third example I wanted to say. It's just abysmal how Stadia is literally dying. Like, how many people even got laid off, and some division even closed? Like, this thing is not gonna survive this year. Like, it's gonna get discontinued either by the end of 2021, or is and it's definitely gonna be most likely dead by 2022. I guarantee that. It's like I don't know what the hell are these people thinking, but this is pretty much it. It's like my personal take on the current situation among the PC gaming and how it's changing on worse in some aspects. Like, I appreciate how more games are getting PC ports, because let's be real, if I was in charge, I would make it mandatory for all games to eventually get the PC ports. That's right, I'm talking even if I could have a power, even Nintendo ones after 10 years of exclusivity on Nintendo system would have to have a PC port at least. But yeah, that's obviously not gonna happen. But I just believe that the PC ports are always beneficial in the end. And these examples about the storefront switching, the inability of freedom of players to decide where they gonna where and how they want to play their game, like it's just crazy. So this is what I'm gonna say for Oddworld, Soulstorm, I'm definitely gonna pirate on PC, and I'm gonna purchase it legally on Nintendo Switch, most likely, because I still want to support the developers, because it's a good game. Square Enix, whatever the fuck they're gonna do, I don't know. But I don't know why would any person purchase Kingdom Hearts games full price individually on any storefront, neither Steam nor Epic Games. Like it's just crazy, considering they're like much cheaper alternatives on console. And as for Judgement, that is gonna come out on PC, I'm pretty sure, but I just can't speak about it right now because of the contract they signed. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and leave your comments down below if you agree with this, what I'm saying. If you disagree, write it also in the comment. I'm gonna read everything. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see ya.